We're filming? Oh, hey guys, hey, welcome back to another video with Carl's Garage, brought to you by Straight Outta Content. Today we're doing something really cool. Today we are putting the spark plugs in my wife's 2016 Toyota Corolla. Super easy process, so I'm gonna show you guys step by step how to do that. Let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, guys, so before I start this video, I just want to say thank you to all the people who have supported the channel through purchasing the merch at flashcustomdesigns.com. Again, we own the website. We built the website here in-house, so anything that you purchase from the website will help our brand, Straight Outta Content and Flash Custom Designs or Carl's Garage. It will help us grow, so please, if you can, purchase something from the website. We truly would appreciate it. All right, guys, so today I'm changing the spark plugs in my wife's 2016 Toyota Corolla. She has just hit 100,000 miles. 100,000 miles on her Toyota. She has never changed the spark plugs. So today I am going to do that. So I picked up these spark plugs and I will put the link in the description below. I picked them up from Amazon because we try to order everything through Amazon. So the link to every tool that I'm using and every spark plug that I'm using will be in the link in the description below. I picked up 4 of these spark plugs. They're the closest thing to OEM that I found. It popped up as OEM, so I wanted to go with some NGK, but we don't race the car or anything like that. I don't need a colder spark plug or anything too outrageous. It's just a regular OEM spark plug. I also had to pick up the extension. You notice the extension is a little different because it's a 14mm slim extension. And just a tip, or a little Carl's Garage tip, if you're changing out the spark plugs, you may have a socket that fits over the spark plug, but you need that little rubber grommet that goes in the inside of the socket to grab the spark plug. And if you have an old one and it's not that strong, that rubber grommet kind of wears out over time after you do so many spark plug jobs, and it won't actually grab the spark plug. So you'll loosen it up and you'll take your socket out, but you won't be able to actually pull the spark plug out. So I had to purchase that also on Amazon. So we have all of our tools. We have our 3/8 socket, 14mm. Make sure it's a spark plug socket. We have our 4 spark plugs. We have our extension, because you definitely need an extension to get down in there to get the spark plug. And we have our ratchet. You also need a 10mm socket to get the nut off each coil pack. Okay, guys, so as you can see, the first thing that we have to do, we have to get rid of this plastic cover. This is over the spark plug, so can't do the job unless you get rid of that. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. As you can see here, it's kind of dirty. I have cleaned this engine before, but I guess I didn't do that good of a job because it's dirty again. But that's not going to prevent us from getting these spark plugs out. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 spark plugs, and on each one there's a 10mm bolt that we have to get rid of. So you are gonna need a socket and a small ratchet to do that. You can use any size ratchet, but I decided to use my small ratchet wrench, and just loosen those up. Always remember, never take all 4 spark plugs out at once. Do them one by one, because if anything happens, at least you have the other spark plug still in the car. So I'm just being very careful here, taking off each bolt. That one, this 4th one, was a little tricky. If you guys are working on your Toyota Corolla, that 4th bolt is a little tricky. Can't use an extension. This part right here was a little tricky as well. I had to use a flathead screwdriver in order to get these clips off. So I wanted to leave it in there for you guys so that you guys can see the struggle that I had to go through. If I had edited it, you guys would have seen a seamless job done, and that's not what really happened. So what really happened is this clip wouldn't come off. Again, these clips have never been off since the car was made. So they were on there pretty tight, but as you see here, I go get a flathead screwdriver and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna stick it underneath the little part and just push up just a little bit to get the clip off. So right here, I'm using my flathead screwdriver. You just need just a little bit of pressure. I'm gonna use the flathead screwdriver and just a little bit of pressure just to get that connector off. You wanna pinch, stick that flathead screwdriver under there and just pull and it'll come right off. But again, with Carl's Garage, I like to show you guys everything. I don't like to just make it look all fancy like it's super easy because you're always gonna run into things. Anybody knows that when working on your car, you're always gonna run into things. This job is very easy, but I did run into this situation. Now all 4 connectors off. Now we're gonna go ahead and remove each screw. You wanna go ahead and remove each screw from each coil pack. So we're just gonna go ahead, twist each screw. What I'm gonna do here is I'm only going to show you guys how to remove one spark plug, then just apply it to the other 3. So this screw was a little difficult. Apologize for my elbow all in the way, guys. You guys get to see my tattoos, but as you guys can see, that screw is a little difficult, but I'm just gonna do one by one. So now we're gonna take the coil pack off. Again, it can be a little tight because it's never been off in 100,000 miles, but it'll just pop right up. And this coil pack was very clean. You don't see any oil. That's what I was really looking for. I thought I was gonna see some oil, but as you can tell, the valve cover gasket must be holding it really well. All down there is normal. Nothing's extremely burnt or oily, so that's really good. Lets us know our valve cover gasket. This right here is a 14mm socket that you need in order to get the spark plug out. I'm gonna put it on my extension. I think that's a 6-inch extension that I use. And just any ratchet wrench that you can use. This is a really old one, but it works. Now this right here is a very difficult area. As you see, I'm going to try to stick it in there, and that little plastic piece back there is kind of preventing me from doing that. So moving forward, I suggest if you're doing this, you're gonna have to hold it up with one hand and put the spark plug socket in there. Right there, it actually fell in there, and that's not good. Luckily, I'm removing that spark plug versus putting it in there because you don't want that metal to hit the top of it and damage it. So.
When breaking the spark plug.
Be very careful when breaking that spark plug loose. Be extremely careful. Okay, so this is our spark plug. It's extremely burnt out. This thing has definitely had some hard use.
Definitely has seen its hard use.
Look at the difference. Look at the difference between the new spark plug and the old spark plug. It's night and day. And you know, my wife was driving around with her spark plug all dirty, but this new one, I'm so glad that we're doing this job. You could pay the dealership to do it. We usually go to the dealership for a lot of things, but look how old that spark plug is. So I'm so glad that we're putting this in. Let's go ahead and do that. Also, they gap it at the store. So just go ahead, slide it in there. And we're gonna put it face down into the hole. Be very careful. And right here, you're gonna see me hold up the plastic piece, see? And then it just slides right in. I always like to twist mine in by hand. Some people like to use the wrench to do it. I like to twist mine in by hand. This way I can feel it and get it tight, get it hand tight, and then just finish the job. I didn't torque these. You can torque them. I've installed plenty of spark plugs over the years without a torque wrench. It's up to you. If you have one, great. If not, I always go by the quarter turn rule. I learned that at working in so many different body shops and mechanic shops. I learned the quarter turn rule. And also hand tight, because I'm a 6'4", 250 pounds. I'm not gonna make it untight. I'm gonna make it pretty tight if I squeeze on it. So I always do about hand tight for myself. Okay, so we're gonna move on to number 2. Just apply the same process that you did for number 1. Okay, right here, everything is done. All the spark plugs have been successfully replaced. Now we're just putting the bolts back. I'm using my ratchet to do that with the 10mm socket. Make sure you put back all the connectors. Make sure everything is put back correct, nice and snug, hand tight. Make sure you never over tighten it. These are the old spark plugs, guys. Look how raggedy these things are. Let's go ahead and throw these in the trash. Bye-bye. Okay, now's the moment of truth. Let's see if it starts. She sounds good. She sounds good. She started. She sounds very good. We're all okay. Job done. Everything is good. All 4 spark plugs are done, complete. Let's go ahead and put the cover back on. You have to put this cover back on. I don't want my wife to think something's wrong with her engine. And just be very gentle. Push it down. It's kind of dusty. Let's go ahead and clean it off. We'll use a rag, wipe it off, and make everything look nice and pretty for a job well done. All right, job is complete. Okay guys, so that's gonna be it for this video. As you guys can see, we have successfully installed all 4 spark plugs in my wife's 2016 Toyota Corolla. It was a very easy, quick, step-by-step job. I would rank this about a 4 out of 10 as far as difficulty. Remember, you can get all the tools and all the spark plugs and the link in the description below. You can also help support the channel by purchasing something from Flash Custom Designs, or you can support the channel by subscribing and hitting that like button so that YouTube's algorithm can push this video out there to other people. Also, stay tuned for the next video where I will install this buddy right here on my wife's 2016 Toyota Corolla. She needs a new air filter. It's really dirty, as you guys can see right here. It's extremely dirty, so we definitely need to do this. It's been about maybe 10,000 miles since we've installed one of these things. The last one is really dirty, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. And I'm gonna show you guys in the next video how to install a air filter in your Toyota Corolla. There are some people who don't know how to do this small, simple installation of an air filter, and I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna show that in my next video, so make sure you guys stay tuned. You guys know my slogan, I'm hungry. I think I ate, I don't remember, but I'm hungry. I'm gonna go eat. Be basic, peace.